All right, so today gonna be doing a gun review. Haven't done one of these in probably 10 years. But right here I got the new Macdev XDR. This is one of the newer guns that have been released by Macdev. This is not the stock barrel. This is the HK laser kit, which is awesome, by the way. But that's not what we're going to be talking about today. But right now I got the mech frame installed on this gun. I think retail these guns are at about $850 if you just get the electric version, which I do have the electric frame. I'll show you guys that in a second. But the mechanical frame right now is, I think, an additional $200. So if you're buying the whole package, it's going to be priced out at about $1050 for the whole gun. Got the case here. Comes in a pretty good, like, not a super thick case, but it's good enough to just throw in your gear bag and just forget about it. Nothing's going to happen to it. So no real issues there. So in the packaging here, right now I've got the electric frame, which does come with this nice Deuce style trigger. These are really good. These are my favorite style triggers. You got a color manual. I have some, I don't know if this came in the box. This doesn't come in the box. I just kind of have this around, but on the back of the electric frame, there is a USB port cover because this gun does have USB charging. There's no need to replace any batteries, which is really cool. But then you get a thing of lube, a USB cable, a Allen key set. There's only 3 of these in here. That's all you really need. And then you got a parts kit with some O-rings, a bolt tip, and some other screws and detents, looks like. But overall, I mean, the presentation, the packaging is pretty good. Now, I've owned this gun for about a month now, and I think I'm at a point, well, actually, hold on. Let me put the frame back in. You know what? No, I'm going to leave the frame back in. I think I'm at a point now where I can offer a pretty solid review of this. I gotta say, I love this trigger. I love this electric frame. It's got a pretty bare bones LED, but as you can see right there, it's got the battery indicator. It's got the indication whether or not your eyes are on. So you turn that on, eyes are off, now they're on. Balls per second. You know, pretty much everything you would need with that. Nothing too crazy. It's an LED board. But I think the major selling point with this gun is definitely going to be the mechanical frame for a lot of people. And I'm going to kind of offer my critiques on this as well because I got to say this mechanical frame is not great. Now, that's not to say that this gun shoots bad because it doesn't shoot badly at all. It shoots like it's not the quietest gun that I've ever shot, so it's not going to be like DM quiet, but I always felt that MacDev guns are kind of snappier, I guess, so they're going to be a little bit louder. It's a spoolie, obviously, but you can just pull the bolt out here, and then the bolt comes right out. It comes apart in, like, I believe it's like 3 or 4 pieces. From what I understand, this bolt is nearly the same as the XTS bolt engine, but it's a little bit different, and it's more modified for mechanical play. But the differences are very minimal. I honestly can't really tell well, I shouldn't say I can't tell which is which, but as far as shot quality goes, it's not really kind of hard to tell one from the other, I guess. But as I said before, going back to the trigger, the mechanical frame, it's not good. It's really, but now I will give MacDev some credit because this is their first attempt at a mechanical frame, and it's definitely serviceable. You know, you can, but the trigger pulse is very, very heavy. And unfortunately, there is no adjustment to it whatsoever. It's just, you just kind of get what you get. And to be honest, the old E-Mech that I used to shoot, the stock trigger frame on that, or trigger rather, I felt that was a better trigger than this, which is unfortunate, especially given the price of this gun. But I found myself, I've been using the electric frame rather, a lot more than the mechanical frame. Just because it's kind of a chore to shoot this thing. But again, this is their first attempt at a mechanical frame, and I definitely think there is room for improvement here. But the thing about it is just the pull is super heavy, and there's no adjustability. So you just kind of get what you get. So actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So let's just pull the Allen key set out for a minute here. And I guess this would also be a good time to demonstrate how simple it is to switch back and forth from mech to electric play. So pulling the frame off is just a simple matter of just removing this screw and this screw. That's it. That's all you got to do. So let's just pull these out right now. Kind of tightened in here. Oh, there we go. Don't lose the screws. Okay, and then the frame just comes off like that. That's all it is. Now there's a little solenoid valve inside here. That's all. I mean, it's basically identical to what's inside the electric one. Just obviously this one has the electronics built into it. But we'll put the mechanical frame or electric. I keep calling it the electric frame. Put the electric frame on. This does not want to tighten down. There we go. Okay. It's hard to do this like while I'm on the spot filming, trying to review this damn thing. But yeah, there you go. Now you're ready for an Excel. But this trigger though is awesome. I absolutely love these Deuce style triggers. But overall, I think this is a very solid shooting gun. But unfortunately, just the main selling point as to why you would want to buy this gun to use it for mech play is unfortunately its weakest point, or its weakest feature, rather. So I hope that sometime down the line that Macdev does kind of offer some updates to this, or maybe come out with some kind of part or whatever that offers some adjustability to the trigger, because it doesn't really allow for very high rates of fire. I mean, this is definitely no hair valve or like any of the Planet Eclipse valves that you would get. I mean, playing up against these, it's definitely going to be at a disadvantage for sure. That being said, I'm sure that a lot of mech leagues kind of discourage against those really high rates of fire, but what do I know? So I would say that if you're going to be using this for tournaments, you better come up with some kind of system or like some kind of like technique that you would use to get on the trigger a little bit faster, because it's not really going to be doing you many favors, unfortunately. And I think at the price point for what they're selling these for, $200 with no adjustability whatsoever, I think that's not really acceptable in my opinion. I think if they had this price at about like 125, then they might be onto something with that. But just a bare bones mech trigger with no adjustability is kind of a rough sell for me. But that being said, the gun does shoot really nice. It's super efficient. From what I can tell, the last time I actually gauged my efficiency on the gun, I had a tank that had about 1,500 psi left on it. Maybe not even quite that much, and I was still able to pop off 4 pods of that thing. So this valve is definitely a good bolt system. It's really easy to take apart and clean. It's super efficient. And I do have a shooting video that I'll throw on at the end here just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about with this. But I guess I could say that I can't really recommend this mechanical frame. At least not now, not in its current state. It definitely needs to have some updates to it. I want some adjustability, or I should say I would like some adjustability to, make this gun a little bit more competitive and a little bit more, performance friendly, I guess. Can't think of words right now. But overall, I think this gun, like I said, it shoots good. It feels very cozy in the hands. I would say the ergonomics are awesome. These grips are a little bit stiff, but not anything that's like gonna, cause you any kind of discomfort. They're squishy, they're sticky grips, but they do have some kind of stiffness to them. I think if maybe they like came out with some kind of system to let you have these more like kind of plush, kind of thicker grips, that would be a little bit better, I think. But right now, in the frame's current state, I think you definitely have better options out there. But still, I like them. I like Macdev guns. They shoot really nice. I love this foregrip here. It's nice and thick. That's the one problem I have with like the shockers and that kind of stuff. I find that the foregrips are really thin. But guns like the DMs, the Planet Eclipse guns, the Macdev guns, like this foregrip is nice and plush and grippy, and it's got some thickness to it. So it's like I don't feel like this thing's gonna slide out of my hand anytime soon. Plus, and this is a side note, this obviously isn't part of the standard, packaging that you get, but this rubber tip on the HK kit definitely adds some extra, grip and control on the gun when you're shooting it. So, but overall, I do like it, but the mech frame needs some changes for sure. But that should be it. I'll wrap that up here with the shooting video, and then thanks for watching. Macdev XDR mechanical frame. There's like not any videos online of this right now. Let's see what she does. Pop it off. So I would say the trigger's not great, but it shoots real nice. So, but there's definitely room for improvement on this thing.